I mean, just the general China weakness, this seems to be a story that goes up and down over months. Fundamentally, how much of a concern is China growth for the global economy when we look at Europe on the one hand and we look at the US on the other?
We've got two very different regions. If you're talking about the US and Europe, US we think is still performing pretty well, growth around about 3% on a quarterly basis currently. And Europe, it's a different story. Euro area is very weak. We have China, of course, where growth is certainly much stronger than it is in the US, but signs of underlying weakness, I think, which do suggest that some more stimulus is needed. It's a very important country for the global economy. If the economy slows very sharply, then that's certainly something which will be felt not just in the region, but in Europe and in the US.
PMIs, of course, the October flash data for the Eurozone on Thursday. Very quickly, what are your expectations for that, and what will a bad number do to this market?
We'll be expecting some more softness on the PMI data. We'll be keeping a particularly close eye on the three majors, of course, on Germany and on France. Italy, we won't get the data initially, but we think there we'll see some more weakness. The German IFO report comes out next week. If we get a couple of bad numbers from the PMI and the IFO, then that really is going to raise concerns about GDP growth in the fourth quarter, not just the third quarter.
Still getting a little bit of stimulus from energy. I mentioned crude this morning.
Yes, I think market is not taking into account the big stimulus that will feed through into the global economy if oil prices stay around current levels. That would be a 20% reduction from the average price in the 12 months up to June of this year, and that as a sort of back of the envelope calculation would give you an extra 0.4% on GDP growth. So I think that shouldn't be forgotten, and certainly in the case of the euro area, it's one of the many stimuli that we see at the moment. Of course, monetary policy has been eased. We get the results of the AQR bank's balance sheet assessment coming up over the weekend. We think that banks will be in a stronger position to lend once this assessment is out of the way.